Finally, I am outside shooting. I need to take my own advice and prep the night before because this morning was so chaotic. I forgot to bring my microphone. I forgot to bring a camera strap. The birds are fucking noisy. Why is everyone pissing me off? Hi. Today we're going to be shooting with my very first DSLR, which is the Canon Rebel XT. It came out in 2005. I'm going to be pairing it with the 28 to 70mm f2.8L lens. And this unique lens came out in 1993. I believe it was discontinued after 2002. It's really interesting because at 70mm it's compressed and at 28mm is when it extends. I got this from eBay from a seller in Japan for about 600 Canadian dollars. At the time that it was released in 1993, it was about 1,600 Canadian dollars. So for it to hold 2/3 of its value in 20 years, no, 1993 was 30 years ago. Shit. Okay. Yeah, like 30 years later, it's still worth $600. That's pretty good. So it's around 7:45, almost 8 o'clock. Sunrise is pretty much kind of over, but I'm going to try and shoot some sunrise images with this 8-megapixel DSLR just for fun, because what else is there to do in life? I'm really enjoying this. It feels really lo-fi. The pictures are coming out pretty well from what I see in the LCD screen. The Canon Rebel XT does not have a live view, just an optical viewfinder. So it's really interesting using this camera and relying only on the optical viewfinder. Using the electronic viewfinder in mirrorless cameras for the past 2 years has really changed the way I shoot. I found with an optical viewfinder, I was doing what I did 10 to 15 years ago, which is focusing, recomposing, and it's a pain that I let go. I don't miss it. I know there's a meter I could be looking at to guide me in terms of my exposure, but still, like, there's nothing like just looking at an electronic viewfinder to tell you whether the photo is going to turn out well or not. Shooting with this camera evokes a lot of nostalgia. It evokes a lot of feelings of when I first started out in photography, which is a feeling that is hard to replicate. When you're starting a new hobby, you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You just want to know everything and learn everything inside and out. And then once you've learned it inside and out, where do you go next? Of course, there's honing your skills and there's honing your craft. But there's something about beginner magic that I miss, and I really want to get that back somehow. I don't know if using older gear is going to bring that magic back. Or maybe beginner magic is just a state of mind. I think it's a matter of being open-minded. If you look back at what you created with very basic things, it can re-inspire you to temper the need for always something new. In the last couple of years, I've kind of gone a little bit nuts around new gear, and I think I wanted to do this as an experiment to see how I could bring back the magic of photography without something new. The dopamine hit that you get when you get something new can wear off really quickly. I know it's a really weird and maybe silly concept, but I think once in a while we should try to feel what it was like to shoot photos 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and maybe that'll make us a little bit more appreciative of what we have today. has one dial. I don't know how I live with just one dial. So in order for me to change my shutter speed, I use this dial, and in order to change my aperture, I have to hold down this AV button and then at the same time. So I need to have my thumb and index finger going out once, which is fine, but I forget how limited this camera body is. I think it helps me appreciate all the bells and whistles that newer cameras have. And I think people should use older cameras once in a while to kind of feel the pain of the past. It sounds so nice and peaceful out here. I'm pretty sure you have an old camera sitting somewhere, and I think it would really appreciate a little bit of love. You might be surprised what you might make with it. Alright, go back inside, make more coffee. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!